Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share the messages that I get from Spirit and from all of our higher selves who are on this journey to love. And so I share messages that come through from Spirit, from the universe, and from everyone that is all on this journey to bring in reunion, basically, with our twins. And yesterday's message, I was saying around seeing clearly through the illusion, right? And seeing clearly into the truth of your heart. And I was going to share an email from a lady because she's had a conversation with her twin recently to give, and basically a very open conversation. And so so this is following on from yesterday's message. So if you haven't seen yesterday's message, go back and look at that. Because the other thing is, just as I was right at the end of yesterday's message, I said about a story that came on the news about a guy that, again, expecting the unexpected. After 24 years, he found there has been some amazing technological advances in sight, and he has suddenly found his sight again. And the radio commentator said about the earth angels are looking after you. And of course, your twin is your earthly angel. Straight after I loaded the video, I opened the magazine onto this page. So this is such an amazing message to get because it is time. I was talking about collapsing timelines, right? So the way to collapse your timeline to get you onto the fastest timeline is to live from the heart and to say, I collapse all timelines. I walk my fastest and best path by following an open heart. And so the other thing why this is so perfect is the statue. So basically, this has got so many messages in one picture because it is saying, you know, the statue of David by Da Vinci, he said that when you're creating a sculpture, you just keep chipping away at everything that isn't the essence of them. And so this is why, by unfolding and seeing through the illusion and seeing through the exterior behavior, because that's all built on fear and doubt, and people do things crazy when they're in that frightened rabbit, right? And so this is what we're all doing to ourselves. We're chipping away at everything that isn't us, and we're uncovering ourselves more and more. And it's time for this to happen, which is why this was such an amazing kind of... Straight away I opened it onto this magazine. I was like, oh my God, that's just such an amazing message to relay exactly what the message was from yesterday. So I'm going to share this. So this is for everyone that's wondering, you know, what is your twin thinking? Right, this lady, she's had many letters from me, many healings, and this is a direct conversation that she actually had with her twin. So she says, Nikki, thank you so much for the messages today and for reading letter 56. Truly, those messages had to come out. I was flabbergasted at letter 56 from book 1, where the masculine says, dream big. That is exactly what he wrote to me in one of our last exchanges. I had sent him a picture of Santorini, Greece, and he told me to dream big. Well, the other thing about that is I wear a copper bracelet with dream big, which my twin spirit got me to get as well. So this is the other thing, because it's so amazing how the messages all interrelate and connect for all of us all around the world, right? That's what is so special about this journey, because you realize that everything is so meaningful for not just you and your twin connection, but for so many. So she says, Nikki, last week was incredible and difficult, but I am remaining strong and keeping the faith, listening to guidance. I know this is long, but it completely confirms everything that you've seen with us and the energies you have channeled. His latest letter could not have been more spot on. His wife was out of town with the kids last week. I know, for all of those who are in karmics, right, this is what you need to know. Although I knew and felt that he was slowly pulling away to keep me at a distance, I had hoped that we would have a chance to connect in person, just the two of us. Our texts were fun and flirty. Still, I felt there was something up. I didn't want to push, but felt more and more that we were really needed to talk and speak our truths. It has been almost exactly a year since we were intimate. That week would be the time for it to happen, if it were to happen at all. Our in-person time together as friends has been so warm and fun. He can't keep his eyes off me, and I know the desire is there. However, he is stuck. Just like you saw in the letter, he is stuck. Last Wednesday night, we attended a wine class together with friends. It was essentially a date. She knows about us, so I felt free to flirt with him. Neither of our spouses were there. He had messaged me how much he wanted to see me, and we coordinated to go together. His eyes lit up when he saw me. I was dressed up and wearing his favourite shoes. Notice the shoes, because shoes is about grounding love. You know, you wear shoes to walk the floor, and your shoes is what you use to ground this love onto the planet. So we had a fantastic time, and the person running the class assumed we were a couple. It is impossible to not see the magnetism and chemistry between the two of us. He looked super stressed when he arrived, and later said that seeing me and being next to me calmed him down. After the class, we walked to the parking lot, and he said that we need to have a conversation. He could hardly look me in the eyes. I told him that I wanted to, that we did need to talk. He did not want to go to his house. He refused to do that, so we arranged to meet at a park. On the way to meet him, my car radio was on a jazz station, and the song being played was an instrumental piece of Let It Be by Paul McCartney. I knew Spirit was there supporting me for what would be an extremely difficult yet beautiful and loving conversation between the two of us. I knew I had to listen, to have compassion, to be open to what he had to share. Nikki, what he shared with me is almost exactly, some of it was word for word, what you have channeled for him and us for the past 2 years. We talked for over 2 hours, yet it was as if time had stopped or it flew by. Time did not exist for those hours. He completely opened up and was vulnerable, told me that he is struggling with demons, that it has nothing to do with me. Said it sounds so cliched, but it truly is not about me. It's about him and what he is going through. He had tears in his eyes the entire time. He said he can't look at me in the eyes, and told me that his mind has been racing, that he is spending so much energy thinking about me and us, and how it's so terribly hard for him living a lie. He is in total turmoil. That since he met me, his world has turned upside down. He said that he had a panic attack a couple of nights before, and a vision that he was alone in his kitchen. The kitchen, of course, because I see that a lot in their healings, that he's in the kitchen, and left with nothing and no one. I am so afraid to end up alone, weighing 500 pounds and depressed, and that he was afraid he was going to have a heart attack. He said he was deathly afraid of us getting caught, that he was having paranoid thoughts, that he felt he was losing his mind, that his wife is furious that he hadn't talked with me ages ago and put an end to things. I reached out and just held him, stroked his arm, soothing him, tears rolling down my face. He told me that we can no longer be lovers, that he is too afraid, that these sorts of things never turn out well, that he loved his kids and is terrified of losing them, that his wife's family would come down on him so hard as they know their history of him being unfaithful. He never once said he loved his wife. He said, I love my daughter. How can I look her in the eyes and tell her? And then she goes on to say, so I told him my truth. I told him that I truly love him unconditionally, that I want him, that I want to remain lovers, that our very souls are guiding us in our connection, that I believe in our connection and I will wait for him. I will always be there for him. I will always be open for him, that I didn't want him to be with anyone else, that it would devastate me. He said, I don't want anyone else. The entire time we were in embrace, he was whispering in my ear and stroking my hair. It was so loving and so tender. My heart was breaking into a million pieces. He was coming up with all sorts of other reasons and excuses. He said that he cannot quiet his mind and that the only time he feels at peace is when he is with me and when he is riding his bike, just like you have channeled. I told him that I was heartbroken but understand. He said that it's to protect me, that I would die if anything happened to you or your kids. I said from the very beginning when I met you, I trusted you. I trust you. I know you would never, ever hurt me. He sighed and said that that was right. And then I said, because you love me. And then he cried and I said, I love you with all my heart. Oh, Then we just sat together on that park bench, holding one another and staring off into the sky. Then he said he didn't want to, but he had to go. I wanted to stay in the park, and he said, no, I'm not leaving you here. I was sobbing. We walked to our cars, and I got in and turned on the ignition. The clock said 11:11. I sat stunned. I called out to Spirit and Archangel Michael for peace and for strength. And he texted me, drive. He wants to remain friends. I am struggling with just how to do that. I do not believe this is the end. I told him I wanted to reset, asked him to keep a light on in his heart for me and to come back when he is ready. He said that he will. Keep a light on. I am not sure he will ever truly be ready, but I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am the one he loves. I am the one he wants to be with. I also told him he is a gift, and what we have is a connection that can never be broken. Thank you again so much. You are such a gift as well, and I would be lost without you on this journey. As much as my heart is breaking, I feel peaceful and so grateful for this journey. Oh my God. So isn't that, I mean, so the big thing about that is, of course, you know, for me, that the other thing is that the song that came through was Fix You yesterday. Now, I couldn't remember, but this lady contacted me today to say, oh my God, Nikki, the song Fix You is the song that came through in one of our last healings that we had. So, of course, that was another message to say, stay on the path, you know. He's going through a really tough time. And all of those fears, all of that, those are the real fears that people are going through. And this is the whole point in why sharing this sort of thing, because it shows you from the other side. And it also shows that, you know, all of the pieces of the jigsaw will come together. And it's about really believing in the journey, believing that the journey is your soul's mission to come together. So, and the universe needs that to happen. So you have a soul contract with the universe to work together to make it happen. So it is about trusting. It's about believing and trusting in love and really having compassion, right? This makes me hugely compassionate for their situation, for his situation, for both of their situations. You know, for everyone that's on this journey, I have massive compassion because it's definitely not easy. But it is beautiful. And the fact the song Fix You came through yesterday, and that was the song that came through. So she said, again, you know, that was such an amazing message to get again yesterday, because it's just, again, provided that other layer of confirmation to say, it's all right, you know, this part of your process has to happen. You speaking your truth has to happen, because it's laying the foundation for the beautifulness of what is going to come. So there you go. I just thought I'd share, because again, it just is inspiring to share these stories, because it just makes you realize you're not doing it alone. And everything that, you know, I've been sharing on my channel, channeled letters, it just shows you that when she said almost word for word, that is quite amazing. So have faith, keep going, it will happen. All right, I hope that helps. Take care, and thank you so much for sharing your stories, because it really is quite beautiful. All right, thank you. Bye.